Jeb Bush, the Republican presidential candidate, he has just said he opposes reauthorizing the Voting Rights Act. Do you agree with him?
Well, you know, he probably, I mean, I would like to understand his rationale for that. But of course I want, you know, the Voting Rights Act to be protected. And, you know, whether we still need it or not, whether we've outgrown the need for it, it's questionable. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't, but I wouldn't jeopardize it.
All right, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, J. Christian Adams, former Department of Justice lawyer, author of Injustice, Exposing the Racial Agenda of the Obama Justice Department. And, you know, it's very welcome aboard again. Good to have you back. It's the very theme of your book that would it makes it not surprising that you're dead set opposed to what Ben Carson is saying there.
Yeah, there is no greater area of federal abuse of power than what existed before the Supreme Court struck this tiny little portion of the Voting Rights Act down. And Steve, just in short, it meant that Washington, D.C. got to approve every state election law change in 16 states. And what happened? The Obama Holder Justice Department blocked citizenship verification in Florida and Georgia. So you couldn't make sure that citizens only were voting. They blocked voter ID in Texas and South Carolina. Eventually, a court said that voter ID was okay in South Carolina. This is what Ben Carson is open to resurrecting. I don't get it. It's a catastrophe. Either he didn't have any idea what he was talking about, which is bad, or he wants to give Washington more power, which is bad. Either way, it's two bad outcomes.
Do you believe that he might reconsider, or and if he doesn't reconsider and sticks to this, do you believe that this rules him out as a possible Republican nominee?
If he sticks to it, he doesn't deserve to be the Republican nominee, because any nominee, and look, I like Ben Carson. I think he's a good guy. I was flabbergasted to see that that he didn't shut this down. I mean, who would have thought that Jeb Bush would answer the question better than Ben Carson did? I was flabbergasted. So I like Ben Carson. But if he thinks that Washington, D.C. should get back the power to veto state election laws in certain states, he should not be the Republican nominee. I'll tell you that much.
All right. We will actually reach out to his people. We just had him here last week, and we'll see if he might be willing to readdress that. Let me ask you about the latest with Hillary. You know, last week we found out that the FBI seized more computers from the State Department. We also found out, according to the Benghazi Committee, that reportedly Sid Blumenthal, one of Hillary's, you know the name very well, old confidants, had sent her to her, unsecure server through her, private email, the name of a CIA operative or a former CIA operative, something along those lines. I mean, how is it possible that the FBI would investigate all this and then say, no classified information, no problem here?
Yeah, and it's not just classified information. I've written a number of pieces that detail the particular federal statutes that she would have violated, a whole bunch of them, in addition to the classified information problem. Look, the important thing to remember, Steve, is that almost certainly these emails, these classified emails, are now sitting on servers in Beijing and in Moscow. State secrets were given up because of some homebrew web server of Hillary's, because she didn't want to be subject to a Freedom of Information request. So it's almost inconceivable to me that somebody didn't commit federal felony somewhere. The FBI, give them credit so far, they seem to be proceeding in a meticulous and professional pace.
Yeah, and the Justice Department, are they out of this? Because I remember several weeks ago they actually said in court that Hillary didn't do anything in violation of State Department rules. So where are they in this? Is their investigation, if it ever existed, which I believe it did, is it over?
No. If there is an FBI investigation, it would be prosecuted by the National Security Division, and the criminal prosecutors in the local, probably the Southern or Eastern District of New York. I'm not exactly sure which one Chappaqua is in. But no, the Justice Department is very much involved. They're calling the shots.
Okay.
The FBI is only the waiter. They serve up the meal. It's up to the Justice Department to eat it.
I like the analogy. Now I'm hungry. Always good to talk to you, sir. Thank you for your time.
All right, Steve. Take care.
Take care. The Malzberg panel with Larry Elder and David Swerdlick is next.